Yeah, we were really trying to get it going on the fly and tried to be seamless, and that sure didn't work.
Yeah, well, you know what? I normally reboot the server, reboot the SAMs, everything, and I just did that the other day, and I thought, I just did that on Wednesday, so it's just like I didn't even bother with it today, and for some reason it just didn't work today.
That'll teach you.
Yeah. I'm usually up here about an hour before the show, just making sure all the machines and all the computers and all the programs are running. And I thought, okay, I just did that a couple days ago, so we're good today.
Yeah, we're good now, I think.
But apparently not.
We're good now, right?
I think so.
All right, and if not, we figured out that I could turn the music on the fly.
There you go.
So there we have it.
Yep. So
for right now, I think it's still streaming through me, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't matter, but when we get to the end of this segment, I'm going to have to disconnect it. You're going to have to connect.
Well, it's up and running, and it'll just connect as soon as you disconnect. Okay. So we're good.
All right, cool. So what's up, my friend?
Well,
other than bad techie shit.
Yeah. Well, it was a kind of a sad, kind of a stressful week for me. My mom passed away this week. My adoptive mom.
That sucks.
She passed away on Thursday.
Oh, that sucks. And you were telling me earlier, last
Saturday that well, I found out kind of the story. I didn't even know that she was as bad off as she was.
Right.
Neither did anybody else. I found that out today, and I'd gotten a phone call last Friday from her daughter, her biological daughter, and she says mom's in hospice. And I was just like, well, what happened? She goes, I don't know. She just went downhill fast. She had bladder cancer a little over a year ago. And they thought that they had it taken care of. And I saw her in January, and she was just the same as always. And then apparently just within the last like three to 4 weeks, she went downhill like real fast.
Jesus.
And I talked to her husband, and I called him today, and to give my condolences and whatnot. And he said, it kind of took everybody by surprise. It just happened very quickly.
That cancer is a motherfucker, isn't it?
Yeah. He said she was doing fine up until about 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden it just aggressively just took over, and unfortunately she passed away on Thursday. And then I got a few texts and calls from people that I'm still acquainted with out there. And are you coming out? Are you coming out? It's like, it's kind of like a short notice. It's like, well, I can't just like drop everything, leave work, just pack up, get on a plane, get the hell out there. It's just like, it doesn't work that quickly, unfortunately.
Right. When's the services?
It was today.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's,
so I found out Thursday afternoon, and I found out yesterday afternoon that they were having some kind of a memorial thing today. So it was just like, I don't think like within 24 hours notice I'm going to be doing anything.
Well, that's no fun, dude. That sucks.
Yeah. So it was kind of sad, a little bit, kind of stressful in a way. And it just, like today, I just couldn't seem to get with it at all. I just stayed in bed most of the day and just kind of watched documentaries and things, and took a couple of short naps, and, but here I am, ready to entertain the troops.
Well, I say you drink 2 drinks a break instead of 1 tonight.
I don't need
drink it away. With the Chris Aiken way.
Yeah, no, I'm fine today. I mean, I talked to everybody involved, and it wasn't just me. It was a very quick, very sad thing that happened so quickly, and it's just like, well, even though I couldn't be there in person, I'm there in spirit, and there's really nothing I can do. I mean, what can you do, really?
Yeah, not much. And man, I mean, not to try and put a bright light on a fucking ugly situation, but maybe it's better that it went quick instead of lasting for like a fucking year or something.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. It's just, it not only took me by surprise, but it took everybody else by surprise. So, it wasn't, I wasn't the only one that was kind of blindsided by it. And, I think, everybody was just like, wow, that happened quicker than we had imagined, but it happened. So what do you do now? You just try to live in the good memories.
Right, exactly.
And that's basically what it was. I mean, I knew her and everybody involved at a very high time in life. It was a very good time in life for me in my mid-20s into my early 20s into my late 20s rather. It was a great time. It was between 86 to 91.
Okay.
Was during that time that I knew them very well and, continued staying involved or in contact with them all these years later, 30 years later, So,
sure.
So, I had a lot of time to reminisce a little bit and just think about a lot of the good times that I had, as a younger lad, a young single guy in Southern California, just enjoying everything that California had to offer at that time. And it was a really great time in our period. We had great music. We had just a lot of cool things going on. The economy was really good. Money was flowing. Chicks were hot. So, I watched some old music videos today that we used to play in the club when I used to DJ out there, and it was just like, I remember those times. It was really good stuff.
Well, sorry for your loss, man. That sucks. I mean, the only time I ever got to speak to her was here on this show, and she seemed like she got it.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was quite a character. So Nellie, I love you and I miss you, and I know you're in a better place. So I'll dedicate this show to her. How's that?
And it starts fucked up. Jesus, dude. Why don't you dedicate next week's show to her?
It's all good. It's all good.
Nice. Well, sorry to hear that, man. That is never good.
No, it's never good. But anyway, just on to better things.
All right.
So you were out doing things this week.
I was. I made it out Thursday, bad back and all. I made it out to go see Slash on Thursday evening, and it was a very typical Chris Aiken excursion.
Okay.
It was me, Kelly, John, and Stephanie went, and the party got started at 5 o'clock sharp for a 7:30 show. So, we met up at the Wing Warehouse and let the drinks begin.
Well, you know what, you being that you're in a unique situation where you can do that. Yeah. Setting your own hours and setting your own schedule and being able to do that kind of stuff, and having people available that'll join you. Yeah. Oh, it
was fun, and oh my God, we were pouring them down very fast at the Wing Warehouse. I think, and it's funny because I had told John ahead of time. I was like, dude, no matter what, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And sure as shit, I spent more than I think I've ever spent in one show.
Oh boy. Even from a couple of weeks ago, huh?
Oh yeah. I easily dropped. Well, I can tell you what I dropped. The bill at the Wing Warehouse was $150. The bill I bought 2 shirts from Dirty Honey, which was $70, and I bought another round of drinks at the Roxino or the MGM, which was $71.
Wow, look at that! Just one round of drinks was half the cost of what it cost at the Wing Warehouse for the 2.5 hours you were there.
It's absolutely stupid at that place, but it literally was. It was, and it wasn't even a great round if you think about it. It was 2 beers and 2 mixed drinks and 4 shots, $71.
Wow.
And I just was like, what the fuck, whatever. We were having fun, so however much that equals out, what does that equal to? 250, 300?
Yeah, about 300. Yeah.
On a night, I said, I'm not going to spend any money. Goddamn.
Yeah. 300.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It was a great time. I will say that it was really, really a lot of fun. And so we're at the Wing Warehouse, and we decided, it's time to leave. We were messing around, playing with the jukebox or whatever, just playing Guns N' Roses songs and whatnot. And then we get over to the place, and as we're walking in, we thought we might be late. And John, I don't remember if John just asked if there was an opening band or if he asked if we were late or something. But the lady letting us in is like, there's an opening band. And immediately I'm in motherfuck mode, and I'm being all loud because I'm all hammered and whatever. And then we walk in and there's a big old fucking sign up on the screens that says Dirty Honey.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I can't believe it, because I have been loving this band.
So you didn't know they were opening?
Had no idea.
Wow. Okay.
We didn't think there was an opener. We thought it was just Slash.
Okay.
And we get there, and it was Dirty Honey was the opening band, and John and Steph and Kelly, they didn't have any fucking idea who Dirty Honey was. I only know them from. I'll give credit where credit's due. I told you this on the phone the other day. Eddie Trunk turned me on to Dirty Honey when we were playing his clips, his Shriller clips.
Right.
And he said something to the effect of, one of these new bands you got to look out for is Dirty Honey. Well, I took that to heart, and I looked them up, and I've been listening to their EP for about, a week or so. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually interviewing them on Wednesday. So I was aware of them, because I've been getting ready for the interview as well. So I was aware of them, and I was like, oh, yeah, this fucking rules. So we get in, we go into our seats, and I don't think we were sitting in our seats 5 minutes and the lights go down. We timed it so nice. We timed it out nice, and immediately Dirty Honey started playing, and they tore the fucking roof off, man. They were fantastic.
I discovered Dirty Honey opening for Slash here at Northfield Park. I'm the one who brought them to the show.
That's right. I'll certainly say he turned me on to him. It's easy to rip on Eddie all the time, but I'm not going to here, because he said that they were good, and I ain't gonna lie, they fucking killed it live.
Yeah.
They were awesome. They played a quick set. It was probably 25 minutes, maybe. I think they played 6 songs. They played everything on the EP and one that I didn't know, and out. So what's that? 25, 30 minutes at most.
Right.
And they were excellent.
Well, good.
So after them, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then Slash comes on, and Slash was just amazing. One of our fans checked me on the Facebook, and I'm going to agree with him on this. I think I'm going to take Slash, and I'm going to up him after this show to the legendary category.
Okay.
Remember before I said he was not legend?
Right.
I'm going to put him there now, if for no other reason than the solo that he played during this set. The set itself was awesome. It was like 20 songs. It was all Slash stuff except for one song. They played one GNR song, and I was actually good with that they didn't overload it anymore with GNR shit. They played all Slash, but man, he played this solo. It was probably 10 minutes long, but it wasn't like a standard solo where everybody left the stage and then he just noodles. It was kind of in the context of the song Wicked Stone.
Okay.
It was the best solo. It was the best guitar playing solo I've ever seen in my life. Ever. And I've seen everybody. I've seen Lynch, and I've seen Eddie, and I've seen Zach, and I've seen who else? Yngwie, Angus. I've seen all of those. I've seen every major guitar player, I think, that there is. And I've never watched like what I saw. It was fucking amazing. And just otherworldly, man. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything that good ever.
Now, do you think Slash is up to his chops because he's been on the road for 3 years with Guns N' Roses?
It could be. He seems like he's just having a really good time. Like he's just, like he's enjoying playing music again or something. I don't know.
Because he's not married anymore.
Well, there is that. That is,
he doesn't have the weight of the world on his shoulders or the weight of a Perla on his shoulders.
Yeah, I'd probably be excited too if I was getting new pussy every night in every city. I'd play my ass off too to upgrade the pussy that was waiting for me backstage.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, no, he was awesome. Miles was awesome. The band was awesome. It was an amazing show. I mean, one of the best I've ever seen. But one of the things that was cool was right in the middle of the show, Stephanie went out to go get drinks or something. And she came back and she's like, "Hey, those guys from Dirty Honey are just hanging out at their shirt table." So we took off and went and hung out with the guys from Dirty Honey for a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
So we got to meet those guys. They were really nice dudes. They kind of dressed kind of odd, but you know, they were very cool. And you know, they had their stage gear on, and the singer had his Julio Valdez hat or something on. You know, one of those, what do you call that? The leather, like a leather hat with a big leather brim on it.
Okay.
I don't know what that thing's called, but it's a goofy looking hat.
Right.
But, yeah, they were really cool, too. Took a bunch of pictures with us and, just hung out for a little bit. And, the whole night was a really, really fucking good time, dude. I mean, start to finish, we had a fantastic night, man. Good times.
So that was on a Thursday?
On a Thursday, yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you think of those midweek shows? I mean, as far as, you know, obviously, again, just mentioning the fact that you kind of have a unique situation, but does the midweek show bother you at all that it's not like a Friday or say like a Sunday?
I'll be honest, I'm glad because I'm always stuck doing this Saturday. Honestly, I mean, you know how many shows I miss anyway just because of Saturdays?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's always something on a Saturday that I want to go to. So I'm happy for them. You know, I get that working people probably hate fucking Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday shows. But at least at the MGM, the shows are over early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this show here, we saw two bands and we were sitting in the bar at, I don't know, 10:30.
Okay.
I mean, and Slash played at least 2 hours. And Dirty Honey played a half hour. I mean, they started right at 7:30, and they played a half hour and maybe 15, 20 minutes, and Slash was on and played for 2 hours, and then we were out in the bar. You know, I was home before midnight. You know, that ain't too bad.
No, I wouldn't say so. That's got to be interesting for Slash because, you know, basically for the last 3 years, he's literally been playing stadiums.
Oh, yeah.
And then to come in and play a small room, you know, comparatively a small room to a stadium, you know. So the guy has been, you know, when did that Never in This Lifetime tour start? When was that? Like late 2015 or early 2016 or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're still at it. And wherever they go, they play the big places.
Yeah, and they're the headliner no matter where they play. Yeah, no, it's got to be weird for him, dude. But I'll tell you, man, the Thursday for me, and this is, you want to talk about the advantage of being at home. I spent the entire weekend, including a big part of today, in Germany watching the Wacken Festival.
Yeah, I know you text me a few times about some of the acts that you were watching.
Dude, I've got to get to that place before I drop. It is, but I don't know that I need to, though, because the camera work, I have to give mad props to the Wacken people who's doing it. I guess it was T-Mobile because they kept running the commercial in between the bands. But it's got to be a 10 or 12 camera shoot. The audio is perfect. They've got that overhead camera too that flies in and out of the from the crowd level.
Yeah, probably like a drone or something.
It's the same camera that they use in the NFL.
Okay. The one on a wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing that, but I mean, I've seen a ton of shit on YouTube, and it's just that. It's shit on YouTube. You know, this was like being at the show. You know, I sat around for pretty much all day Thursday and Friday. I mean, I was working, but I had it. I Chromecasted it right from my computer to my television.
Mm-hmm.
It's never even fucking buffered, ever. No buffering, no nothing. And it was great. I probably watched 10 full sets of bands play over the over the course of the weekend. I watched, well, let's see, I could probably name most of them. I watched Airborne, who were amazing. I mean, Airborne was straight up fucking awesome. Ice-T. I watched Saxon today. I watched Battle Beast today. God, now I can't even think of all the bands that I watched. I watched some band called Within Temptation, which I didn't think I would like because it's like that weird German female singer operatic metal type thing.
Okay, kind of like Nightwish or something.
Like, yeah, kind of like Nightwish, but man, they were way heavier than Nightwish. They fucking stomped ass, man. They were great. Who else? I just watched like a ton of it throughout the weekend. Anybody that was playing, I just sort of watched it. I watched Demons and Wizards. I was trying to get my German metal on a little bit and getting into the spirit of it, but it was so well done that it's Anthrax I watched. They were not so good. They were one that was not very good, which was surprising to me because I love them, but boring set out of them. But I mean, overall, dude, if you couldn't be there, which obviously it's in Germany, I mean, it's not like it's going to be easy for any of us to get there.
Right.
And that fucking kicked ass to watch it on a big screen TV with stereo quality sound.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it was not board mixed sound at all. It was completely mixed. It was DVD quality.
Right.
It was fucking awesome. Who else did I see? Halloween. It was from last year. They replayed because Slayer pulled their stream last second. So they slotted in a Halloween from last year, which was like with both of the singers, Kai Hansen and
Andy Darris.
Andy Darris.
Yeah. So
they played that whole set, and that was cool, and just a cool fucking experience. Like I said, bravo to Wacken for they don't have to do that. They don't have to. They're spending at least a couple $1 million to do a stream of that quality that they don't need to do because they sell out their event. Like they announced today the lineup for next week or for next year, and it'll be sold out by Tuesday.
Yeah. Last
year it sold out, I think, in 5 minutes. 240,000 tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. You said you saw Crocus as well.
Yeah, I saw Crocus. They were really, really strong as well. Yeah, dude, there was a ton of good bands. Crocus made me think that I'll go and see Crocus when they bring the tour here. I was thinking I wouldn't go see it, but if they play the set that they played at Wacken and just add 2 more songs, I'll be fine with it. The only problem that I had at all with Crocus was that they didn't play Screaming in the Night or Stayed Awake All Night.
Mm-hmm.
Which was like two of their 3 biggest songs.
Maybe they were too long or something. Maybe they wanted to fit more songs in or something.
Yeah, probably, but they just did a shitty job of it because they played 3 covers, and that was...
Oh.
That wasn't good. They played 3 cover songs, and not that the cover songs were bad, but they could have left 2 of them out and given us those 2. They kind of have to play American Woman because that was sort of a hit for them. But, I forget what the other 2 even were.
Ballroom Blitz?
No, it wasn't even that good. It was, I can't think of the song. It was some fucking oddball song that they have on their Big Rocks album.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now because when I tell you what song it is, you're going to be like, Jesus, really? And Big Rocks, where's it at? I'll know it as soon as I see the name of it. And, of course, it's not on this. Fuck me. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they played The Mighty Quinn.
Oh.
You know that song?
Yeah, it's Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, but The Mighty Quinn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, get out. Good song. Not a bad song. If you're watching a Crocus set, would you rather hear them sing The Mighty Quinn or Stayed Awake All Night?
Well, Stayed Awake All Night, but again, I don't know what was popular in Germany because they may have tailored their set for the Germany crowd.
Maybe, but I can't imagine that the Germans wanted to hear The Mighty Quinn.
Well, you never know.
Maybe. Who knows? But I don't know. In any event, they put on a good show, and Mark Storace sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He was really, really strong. Just overall, every single set was really, really good. You know, even I watched this is a band I don't like, and even watching them, I didn't really like them that much. But that band Sabaton.
Oh yeah,
man, they're huge in Europe.
Oh yeah, they are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're another one of those orchestral type bands.
Not really. You know, I thought that too, but they're not. You know, because I really didn't know much about them. I mean, I've heard a song here or there, but to be honest, I always thought the singer looked like a dick, so I never really, I really never paid
I don't like them. Their singer looks like a dick.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but I'm admitting it. You know, he's got a mohawk and he looks stupid and he has that big old chest piece thing on.
Yeah.
Just in every picture, he looked like a dick, and I was like, I cannot fucking listen to that. So I never really did, other than like one or two songs, and those songs didn't pull me in anyway to look past the dick look. But, man, they headlined yesterday, and they're so goddamn huge that they had, like, there's two stages, and they run the two stages kind of simultaneously. I think there's like 8 stages at Wacken, but there's two main stages,
right,
I guess.
Right.
They were on both stages. They played half their set on the one stage, and then they went over to the other stage. It was like a completely different setup on the other stage, and it was a huge setup, man. It was like they had tanks on the stage and barbed wire, and you know, they had like sandbagged bunkers built on the stage, and during one song they had like 50 guys dressed up in war memorabilia singing with them and shit. It was impressive, other than the music. You know, the music wasn't very good, but it was definitely impressive to watch. But
quite a production.
It really was. But I'll tell you what, the Germans loved it. Oh my God. Every time they would stop, you saw every fist in the fucking air.
Right.
They were just like, Bleh! It was crazy how much they loved Sabaton.
Right. Now, what were the soldiers? What type of uniforms were they wearing?
Little of everything. They had American soldiers and Nazis and
so they represented everybody, huh?
Represented everybody. Well, I watched an interview with the guy, whatever his name is. His name's Joe Kim as well. That was another band that was great too. Was Hammerfall. They fucking talk about another band that's hugely popular in Europe. Oh boy, the Europeans liked themselves some Hammerfall. but no, this guy, his name is Joachim, just like Joachim Cans from Hammerfall.
Right.
So I was watching this interview with him, and apparently every album that they do is written about some war.
Okay.
So, you know, all their songs are related to war stuff and whatnot, which I would have never known. But so they when they had all the people out, they came out representing all the wars or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty sweet. I'm not endorsing the music. I'm not a fan at all, but it was still kind of cool to watch. Their stage set was fucking impressive. And the fact that they needed 2 major stages to hold their production, Jesus, I can't imagine because they're playing here on my birthday.
All right.
In October, and they're playing at the Agora maybe. And I'm like, the Agora is not going to hold one of those stages, let alone 2 of them. They're going to have to leave the soldiers at home. I'm going to assume.
Yeah. So they play in front of 250,000 people at a Wacken, and then they play in front of 10 people at the Agora.
Exactly. They'll probably play for like 200 people at the Agora, maybe. Yeah. And that's if Bill Peters goes overdrive to sell that show.
Sure.
You know, but it's such a weird. You know, and it's funny because I just interviewed Joachim from Hammerfall 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked him that question about, you know, coming over here versus touring, you know, over there and playing in front of these big crowds, and he really didn't have an answer. He's like, "Yeah, you just got to do it." It's like, okay. But I'm telling you, I'm watching that. I'm watching Hammerfall. And you got 80,000 people in front of them, all singing every word to every song. And I'm like, why the fuck would you ever get on a plane to go over here and play for fucking 35 people?
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's got to stink.
Well, if there was some kind of a popular outlet, you know, kind of like back in the day of MTV, that pumped that kind of stuff and made it mainstream here.
Yeah.
They could definitely gin up a bigger crowd than what they get. But, outside of, I don't even know that you would hear anything from, say, like a Hammerfall on satellite radio, would you?
Probably not. I mean, they don't play the right kind of music. They're not hair metal, and they're not, liquid metal. They're not, Killswitch Engage.
Yeah, and then there's really no outlet to hear that except for the independent, shows like ours.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me. I wonder what the outlet is in Germany. I wonder if German radio plays that, or if they're just underground fans that there's just a lot of them. I don't know. It was interesting to watch bands like Body Count too, because Body Count, it was pretty clear to me early on that the people had no idea what was going on with Body Count.
Well, yeah,
dude. I felt bad for Ice-T at the beginning. I was texting back and forth with Bill Peters because he was watching it too, so we were just kind of texting comments back and forth to each other. And I said to him at the beginning, I was like, boy, the Germans don't like Body Count at all.
Right.
And he was like, yeah. But then by the fifth or song or so, they were all into Body Count.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that does not go on here at all, which is here, everybody just plays into the whole fucking whatever's trendy and whatever they're fucking force-fed, that's what they listen to. And the European market, they will give everything a shot. Body Count was pretty far away from, it went from Body Count to Within Temptation. That was the 1-2 mix. And the people loved it. At the end, people were moshing and going crazy during Body Count, and there was a big fat chick with her big old titties out that Ice-T was yapping about a couple of times during the show, and but it was just like a big party, and they all got into it. No stupidness, no okay, well, beer break or anything. The people stayed and they fucking watched it. It was great.
Yeah.
The whole festival was great. I can't say enough, just as a spectator from here, I can't say enough about how well it was produced. The television part that I was able to watch, how well it was produced. It was fucking amazingly good.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great time, man. Great weekend for me of great metal.
Right.
Fantastic.
How long has Wacken been going on? I mean, it's got to be at least, 25 years?
This was the 30th anniversary.
The 30th. Okay, 30 years then.
Yeah, and they already announced today the headliners for next year, and it's going to be awesome. I would not mind going next year. It's Judas Priest, a Merciful Fate reunion. I forget who the other one was that's the headliner, but Death Angel's going to play it. Sodom is going to play it, which I've never seen them. I'd love to see them. Just a bunch of cool bands right off the jump that they announced a year in advance that are playing it. So it'll sell. I guarantee you. I think they said it releases on the 5th. What's that, Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Monday's the 5th. It'll be sold out on Monday. Guaranteed it sells out on Monday. But yeah, Amon Amarth was the other one that's the headliner. Thank you, Rockarola. But yeah, great festival. Great to watch on TV. I suggest to anybody that's a metal fan, if you can find some way to watch it on TV next year, on your computer or whatever, do it, because the broadcast is absolutely exceptional. Very, very solid.
Well, technology has finally caught up with, the ability to do that without having, and this goes back to what we talked about early in the show last week about the evolution of broadcast.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that they don't have, anywhere near the equipment that they needed 10 years ago.
Right.
To do what they do. They got digital cameras, which, are probably the size of a Campbell soup can.
Right.
And they got fast internet, and they just need like a computer to do a processor. Right. And that's it.
Yeah. And the quality of it, and no buffering, and no, And I mean, this was stereo. That's the part that got me, was the sound quality was so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was not a board feed. I mean, everybody's heard the board feeds, and they always sound flat because you really don't hear the audience. This was a well-mixed feed, and everything sounded great. Nothing over, you know, there was not one band where the vocals were too loud and you couldn't hear the drums and, you know, the guitar player or whatever. It was a perfect mix every time. Everything that these guys do at this Wacken Festival is top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And bravo to them for doing it, you know, because, you know, they don't have, the thing with the streaming, they don't have to do that. That's got to be, can you imagine the logistics of doing a live broadcast worldwide that millions of people will hit for 30 bands? That's got to be fucking nerve-wracking.
I don't know. I don't really think that there would be that much to it. I mean, of course, there's a lot of technical stuff to it, but as far as, you know, as far as like putting that together, especially with today's technology, you know, you basically, I mean, you basically take what, say, like Anthony Cumia has in his studio, and you take the same cameras, you have them around the stage. Instead of in a studio, you got a couple of guys in a control room, and you got, you know, a half a dozen monitors that monitor each camera, and you just mix them and send them out over the web.
Yeah, but you still have 5,000 different instruments that are all connected and disconnected, and cables and all that other shit that goes into it, and wireless for some of these guys, and cables for another.
Well, you're talking about actually putting on the event rather than the actual, you know, broadcast stream.
Well, what I'm talking about is they do it without any hitches. It's not like, I'm telling you, not one band where they started and you didn't hear the voice or you didn't hear the guitar. None of it. It was equipment perfect, sound perfect, every single band that I watched.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As far as putting on the production for the actual concert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that part, yeah, I get that. That does take a lot of coordination. But as far as, you know, sending out a video stream, you know, audio video stream over the web.
No, that part I get. I'm talking about
putting on the event itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that is a feat in itself to do that correctly and, you know, go on without any snafus.
Right. It's just amazing. I respected those guys to no end. I hope someday we can do our broadcast. We could even start our own dumb show this week. That one.
Yep. Well, that was just me. Lack of attention to detail. I did not go through my normal regimen today like I normally do, and it shows.
Well, how dare you have emotions about a relative dying that slow you down?
That wasn't the reason why. Because I just did it the other day. I didn't figure something would fuck up in 3 days.
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, dude, we have an announcement to make too tonight. Did I tell you this?
I know that we talked about something, but I don't know if it's the same thing you're talking about.
Yeah, it is. We are officially allowed to announce it.
Okay.
So, me and you and the Classic Metal Show are going to be on the road once again. It's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once a year we stroll out together and do a show together.
Well, we actually did too last year.
Yeah, we did. We did the melodic rock and we did the
Summer Bash.
Summer Bash, that's right. Well, this year on October the 26th, and I'm inviting everybody to come out to this, we are going to do a 6-hour broadcast for an event called Raining Rock. And what Raining Rock is it is the annual art gallery hosted by Anastasia Pantheos and the mighty Joe Cleon. They're going to have their art out there. They're going to have their art on display that you can buy. It's all hard rock and heavy metal, art that you can buy for your walls and stuff. But we have been asked and have accepted a day-long broadcast. It's going to be on the event itself is from October 18th through November the 17th. We are going to be at the event on October the 26th, the day of my birthday, or the day before my birthday, rather. We're going to be broadcasting. What we're going to do is we're going to record the broadcast from 12 to 6. So if you want to be part of the broadcast, you have to come out to Raining Rock on the 26th between noon and 6 p.m. And what it's going to be is we're going to switch from the classic metal show to the Cleveland metal show for 1 week. We are going to do interviews and have some performances, some acoustic performances by, let me pull up the list here, members of Breaker and Hate and Public Outcry and Destructor and Olathia, and our friend Vic Hicks is coming out from Shock Paris and Aftershock. Sleep Lord is going to be there. Wretch is going to be there. And the headliner, Rockin' Randy Trask, and at least one of the buds will be out. And Randy has agreed. Randy and I have been in deep negotiation. And Randy's going to come out and he's going to play a short acoustic set, which will be headlined by yours truly singing Roller Coaster with Randy. And if you want to see that, you better get there early, because I have a feeling we're going to do that at like 12:05 to get that out of the way.
I can't believe you got Randy under contract for this.
I know it was a tough negotiation to get Randy in there, but it's going to be a cool event. I mean, for even without the musical element of it, or without us being a part of it, the event every year. I've been to a few of Joe and Anastasia's art galleries, and they are fucking amazing. Again, I would encourage you to bring a little money and buy something, but even if you don't, it's really a cool walk through the last like 30 years of hard rock and heavy metal history, at least through Cleveland, because Anastasia and Joe are like the two preeminent photographers of this area.
Right.
So, I mean, Joe, I can't even imagine how many Anastasia's taken, how many concerts she's done, but Joe has done thousands of concerts. I mean, he's been to so many great shows and has so many great pictures that are on display, and it's a worthwhile event, and it's going to be cool. What we're going to do so that people are aware, CMS people are aware. If you're in the area, we want you to come out. We want you to get on mic, and we want you to have some fun with us and be silly and whatever. We're going to record the show from noon to 6, because we're gonna broadcast from noon to 6. We're going to pre-record, I guess, from noon to 6, and then at about at our normal CMS time, we're going to play it back so that those of you that are on the West Coast or in Australia or wherever you are that is not Cleveland, you guys can hear everything that went on. And, you can hear the CMS fans that show up. You can hear my beautiful singing voice. You can hear Rockin' Randy. You can hear the Olathia set. You can hear the guys from Breaker and Wretch and Destructor and all these cool bands. So it's going to be a fucking awesome time. Joe just said in the chat room is celebrating 50 years of Cleveland's heavy metal and hard rock. So it's going to be a cool event, man. And you're coming in, and I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Now, is there a cover for this? There
is not.
It's free.
I think it's free. Joe, if I'm wrong, if I'm giving out false information, tell me immediately. But it's free to come in, I think it's free to come in and look and listen and be part of it. And hopefully you'll see something that you want and you buy something.
Right.
That's the goal, is that you come to the event and you buy it. Joe just said it's free.
It's free. All right. It's a free event.
Yeah, it's a free event, but I expect anybody that's a CMS fan to fucking leave with about at least $40 to $100 out of their pocket buying some cool art.
Right.
Come on, or more. Buy some of that $400 art. Joe has some expensive art too. I have one of those pieces on my wall. You've seen it, that Roger Waters piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That fucker's awesome, isn't it?
It is.
It's a great piece. You don't even have to be a Roger Waters fan to look at that and go, wow, that's a cool fucking thing. So everybody should definitely plan on coming out. Again, we will be at it October the 26th from noon until 6. I'll have art and stuff that'll be on the website this week, I'm sure. But and for people that, you know, are not available on that day or whatever, but are in the Cleveland area, it is going to be held at the 78th Street Studios in Cleveland. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the old Lava Room, if I'm not mistaken. And it's from October 18th through November 17th. So it's a solid month. You can go, I'm pretty sure, every day and see the art if that's what you want to do. But if you want to participate with us, it's October the 26th.
At the same place?
At the same place, yep.
Okay.
So come out, enjoy it. And honestly, and I'm making this statement now, and you can back me on this one, we want the fans to come out to the thing and not just stand there. Come out, grab a microphone, get on the mic with us, have some fun with it. Right?
I agree.
You know, I mean, that's what I would hope people want to do is, hey, Joe, stop showing my fucking artwork on the CMS. People are going to steal that for free. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, October the 26th. And Neely will be there. I will be there. Hopefully you will be too.
All right.
Well, there we have it.
Well, even Sal had mentioned to me that he might consider making the trip over.
Well, if Sal's going to come, then why shouldn't everybody?
Right, exactly.
If Sal can make it, you know, anybody can make it.
Yeah.
So
it's
going to be a fun time.
That is a long Uber ride, Sal.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jesus, Sal. It's going to be like $6,000 each way on Uber.
Maybe he'll just fly his private corporate jet over there or something.
Yeah, he's got to have some corporate client that he can write it off on.
Yeah.
That's part of your fucking legal fees, douchebag.
Yeah, I gotta do some research. Part of your case is originated in Cleveland. I got to make a trip over there just to do the research.
Yeah, there's a rare witness that you're not aware of. He's based in Cleveland, only on October the 26th.
Yeah, he was part of the syndicate, the mafia, and I understand he lives in Cleveland.
That's right. We found a receipt of his in Cleveland, so we're going there to check it out.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, October 26th it is.
Yeah, so there we have it. So good times for all, I would think.
Yeah.
So do we want to play music, or do you want to talk about how we lost half of our audience this week because of my interview?
Well, we'll talk about that after we get back.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, well, we'll play a couple of tunes, and we'll come back and do some more stuff.
All right.
So I know you're hip on this Dirty Honey, so should we play something from them?
We should. Play, I already played. I played one, but I have no problem playing another one. Play Heartbreaker.
Okay.
So that's a definite good one to play.
All right. Get that queued up, and we'll play that, and we'll play a couple of tunes, and we'll come back. So right. I have not listened to this, so this will be my first introduction to Dirty Honey.
All right.
So brought to you by Eddie Trunk.
That's right.
It's Dirty Honey exclusively here
on your classic metal show.